4 words. I am in awe. That premiere of Survivor Winners at War, we're dropping hot, boys. So, that premiere was everything and more, at least for me. 20 returning winners. I said in my previous video, I needed some cold water to cool myself off, lower my expectations. But after that, well, let's just say I am way too hot and bothered for anything less. Full steam ahead. Ladies and gents, my name is Peridiam, and the premiere of Winners at War was a lot to unpack. So, in a last-minute swerve of a video idea, let's unpack it. In this video, I will be doing exactly what the video title suggests, breaking down the strategy and the positioning of what I believe to be the fastest episode in Survivor history. I said in my What Seasons Should You Watch to prepare for this season video that Winners at War was gonna be fast, and holy moly, was that an understatement. And I love it. Let's go. Beyond the formalities of the intro, Jeff's amazingly left field English accent, hello love, fancy a blindside, and a great opening challenge that mirrored the land challenge out of the gate in Heroes vs. Villains. Let's jump right into the first scene on the beaches of the Red Tribe Dakal with Wendell, who opens up with the shelter building and explains his strategy going into this initial segment.
I think people know me as somebody that knows how to build, but this season I was trying to come out here and not build as much. I wanted to build relationships. I didn't necessarily want to build the whole shelter again.
This part of any season of Survivor is always like the most innocent. Everyone is all smiles, they're so peaceful looking, and it really is when the knives are at their sharpest, isn't it? Ah, love a good sheen. Wendell tells us he's changing his game. He wants to focus less on building the shelter, more so on building relationships. Honestly, that's a great first start in a game all about being social. I mean, just look at the winner of the last season. Downplay your threat level in any way you possibly can. Even if it's obvious to everyone, it still does have an impact. Tony and Sandra, meanwhile, are reconnecting and letting sleeping dogs lie. Game changers. Who said that? Who said that? Water under the bridge. And perhaps most importantly, we catch a glimpse of all of this parent talk, which I was totally expecting, because a lot of these players have become parents since their last time out, and yeah, you're gonna bond over that. Similar to Wendell, Tony is also taking a different approach. Love to see it. He is on a self-mandated probation after Game Changers, and even though he's itching to go search for idols, he knows that he probably shouldn't. Tony wants to lower his tribe mate's guard before he strikes, and man, do I hope he can strike again. However, on the flip side, you get Amber, one of the most old school players on this season, doing the total opposite. She's searching for an idol. And then, fast forward a couple hours later, she is the second boot. Oh my god, it just occurred to me, looking at Tony and then Amber, how poetic of a difference in the outcome.
Because their guards are here right now, and they're slowly coming down as they see Tony's around the camp all day, all night. It's coming down like this. And when it gets down to here, bang! That's where the sucker punch comes in.
Now, this is where the Red Tribe begins to really shape up, at least for these early days pre-swap. And to better illustrate the connections that begin to form here, I've decided, partially for my own convenience and partially for yours, to map out the tribe dynamics as they played out before us. So, let's put an island map on the screen. Whoa, this is different. We see Sophie and Yul connect, forming the first duo on Dakal. And this is important, there's going to be a lot of duos forming in this premiere. Yul and Sophie then bring in 2 more players, Wendell and Nick, the latest winners, the new kids without kids on the block. They are known as what I am calling them the Unconnected Alliance, the free agents. The 4 of them solidify their standings with each other and immediately assess the other 6 players. Sandra, Tony, and Sarah are the gritty trio. They're all from Game Changers and are connected by association. Whether they're working together beyond the surface, we have yet to totally see, but they are still a known quantity. Meanwhile, Amber, Kim, and Tyson are the remaining 3, and Yul points out that those 3 have a connection as they've all played poker together outside of the game. Well, okay, not sure about Amber, but Rob has, so it's kind of the same thing. Similar to the trio of Sandra, Tony, and Sarah, whether or not this poker alliance is legit doesn't really matter. What matters is they're able to be labeled as a threat, and in Yul's case, used as a scapegoat to detract attention away from him or his allies. And as far as we can tell, that's exactly what happens. So that's where we're at halfway into the episode with the Red Dakal tribe. It's a beautiful mapping, very nice and neat and cozy. But what about the blue tribe, the Sele tribe? Let's head to their beaches. We'll just flip the map on its head. We get the ever so lovely Queen P, Parvati Shallow, mother of Texan dragons, first of her name, reminding us that she is a parent now, but still ready to burn your house down if need be. She hasn't lost her knack for the game at all. Same thing with Rob. However, now Rob is dealing with his wife on the other camp, and if All Stars is anything to go by, Rob is going to have a major crisis on his hands. That's going to be an issue. People are looking for an easy out, and that might be the easiest of them all. Another duo that pops up rather quickly is Adam and Denise. They decide to take the tribe map and go search for the water well, and suddenly everyone notices they're missing. Uh-oh. What seemed harmless and innocuous at first glance turned into a major storyline. I tell you, people will run with anything on day one to not be the first one out, and here we go. Adam would love to be Denise's new Malcolm. Fascinating. Partners in crime. Denise, I will throw every challenge if it comes to it. Whatever it takes. Intentional Matt Singh, eh?
If I could be your Malcolm, it would literally be my dream come true.
My Jungle Boy number 2.
Can that happen?
I have to be able to read somebody and have that gut, kind of that gut.
Do you have that with me?
I do.
I have that with you. I had that while watching you on television. Seriously.
Except these two are now a known quantity due to getting lost on the way to the water well, so oh boy. But Parvati and Boston Rob connect right away, and they decide they aren't going to be letting the new school players dictate the game. On the other hand, the first signs of an alliance beyond just two players begins to form between Ben, Adam, Danny, and Ethan as they discuss how threatening Rob is as a player. Danny leads this charge, but then word gets back to Rob, courtesy of Ben, that Danny is throwing Rob's name around left and right. Oh, Ben. Ben. Dig yourself out of this one, buddy.
Whose names you heard? I've heard yours. Who said my name? You're not gonna tell me? That's like getting off on the wrong foot, Ben.
No.
Like, why are you not trusting?
No, I'm trying to remember who said it first.
Come on.
It was one of the girls.
See this right now? While you're not telling me, kind of make me feel like I can't trust you, bro.
Danny.
Danny threw out my
Yeah.
name? Why? What she said?
Because you're bossing Rob.
This chain of events leads to Rob confronting Danny to question her about all of this, and in a strange twist of fate, it turns what would appear to be the first rivalry into the first major alliance of the tribe between Rob, Parvati, Danny, and Ethan. The old school alliance, the OGs. And damn, this alliance is stacked. So 4 of the 10 players are now working together, but where do they go from there? Well, we see Jeremy, Natalie, and Michelle form a trio. Of course, Jeremy and Nat are going to be working together, that's kind of a given, and Michelle seems to connect with them as well. Which then means that only Adam, Denise, and Ben are on the outs, ready to be scooped up or picked off. And of course, Adam and Denise are a duo, so really this leaves Ben as the biggest wild card of them all. Who saw that coming? And go figure, based on this episode, Ben may have the loosest lips of the tribe. What a perfect setup all of this is. Looking over at the Dakal Red tribe, this is symmetry in motion. When it comes down to it, someone has to go first. So Natalie targets Adam, an outsider. Okay, there's a start. Everyone but Adam and Denise get together, and then there's this push to get either Adam or Denise out. But Ben is kind of an outsider too, and so he relays this to Adam. It seems Ben would rather work with Adam than against him, so Adam, work your millennial magic. Adam then, of course, in turn targets Natalie, and he tells Ethan, who then relays this to Rob, Parvati, and Danny. Ethan seemingly connects stronger with Adam, and now, in one of the most amusing twists of fate, the 2 biggest threats on this tribe, Rob and Parvati, are smack dab in the middle of everything. This feels like the setup to a joke. It's not a setup to a joke. It is the joke, and they're already laughing their way to the bank.
Dude, everyone's losing their mind.
I know they are.
Do you think everyone's just dumb or just really scared?
I don't know. Because, like, look at, you want to know how stupid this feels? Like,
You and I are probably the two biggest targets, and I don't really feel too worried.
I know, me either, and that's
Like, what's wrong with that? Like, that's not supposed to be the way it is.
So you can kind of see where the numbers now lie as the first tribal council is upon us. Rob and Parvati and the Old School Alliance side with Adam, Denise, and Ben, who are the outsiders, to blindside the other trio of Jeremy, Natalie, and Michelle, leaving Jeremy and Michelle on the outs. And of course, Natalie bequeaths her fire token to Jeremy on her way to the edge. But going forward, given that this is now a tribe of 9, who's to say that the smaller trio of 3, Adam, Denise, and Ben, don't go and team up with Jeremy and Michelle, who are now the outsiders, to form a new school counter alliance to the old school alliance. That is numbers after all, 5 and 9. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Back to the Red Tribe to call for the second hour. Have I lost you guys yet? This is a lot to unpack. Bless the editors. Right away, we see Nick tell Sandra he wants Amber out. Likely this entire unconnected alliance of 4 want Amber out from the presumed poker alliance. I'm using air quotes there. Meanwhile, Amber tells Kim that she kind of wants Nick out. It's cute how they're targeting each other and neither know it. We get Amber, Tyson, Kim, and Wendell discussing the vote. Do they vote Nick or Sandra, or maybe Tony? But Wendell then goes off and reaffirms to Nick that he is with Nick and Yul and Sophie, so that other stuff, it's not happening. And just like Nick, Wendell connects with Sandra and says he wants to target Amber, although Tyson isn't a bad idea either. This poker alliance is looking worse and worse, especially because Sandra is cool with Amber leaving too. Apparently, Rob never made a peep to Sandra from last season Island of the Idols about him being on Winners at War, despite Sandra telling Rob she was, and that kind of left her feeling bitter. It left her feeling like she couldn't trust Rob and, by proxy, Amber. So a coalition forms against Amber and this poker alliance with the Yul, Sophie, Nick, Wendell foursome connecting with the Game Changers trio of Sandra, Tony, and Sarah. These 7 now control the tribe and can even split their votes in the event of an idol. 4 votes on Amber, 3 votes on Kim or Tyson. Except, of course, important to note that Sandra gets an idol from Natalie, who was over on the edge of extinction. And it makes sense. Natalie needs to offer the idol to a person who would be most likely to purchase it. And yeah, that's probably gonna be Sandra. Or Tony. Either way. So Sandra is sitting pretty in the majority with an idol, and she knows it, and so she decides to rock the boat a little bit. Love Sandra here. Informing Tony, of all people, that Tyson and the poker trio are interested in voting for Tony. Which was the case, but also Sandra is being a sneaky little devil, causing a little chaos.
Now it's you.
What?
That was me. Tyson just said
Tyson wants to vote me out. Oh, come on, man, really? All right, let's go.
we're gonna tell Tyson we're going for Amber to split that group. We're gonna tell everybody we're going for Amber, okay? But we're all voting for Tyson.
So Tony then turns around and targets Tyson, go figure. He tells us, why are we targeting Amber? She's not threatening and she is a shield with Rob around, so keep her around. Tyson begins to realize, oh crap, he's in a lot of trouble. And Yul basically tells him just as much.
How you doing? What are your thoughts? My thoughts are, I think basically the single biggest fear that everyone has in the game is that Rob and Amber and this whole poker alliance are gonna dominate. That's the thing that seems to be like galvanizing everyone.
You guys have my back. It's not happening.
I don't know.
Maybe Amber and Kim, or maybe...
Yeah, they're super close.
That's good to break them up one way or the other. But I'm with you guys. If you're telling me that this is the way we're going.
Okay.
Kim soon realizes she is now in major trouble too. Kim is totally exasperated and it's kind of crazy to see. I both love to see it and hate to see it.
Do you want?
So,
What do you think?
what do I think?
Nobody will talk.
Tyson and Kim just want to be in the majority. This poker alliance is bollocks. But in Survivor, perception is reality, as I've said, and welcome to this reality, guys. So they're both on board to turn on Amber if that's what's needed for them to stay. And now, looking deeper into this tribal council, the tribe feels like it's headed in all kinds of directions, but really, it's pretty much just a dogpile on Amber. The vote does get split between her and Kim, likely to prevent an idol play, but regardless, Amber never found an idol, and thus, her torch gets snuffed for the first time since the year 2000. This is definitely a 2-for-1 move. They're taking a shot at Boston Rob on the other tribe, which is amusing to consider given that Tyson did vote for Amber here, when this was exactly what happened to Tyson during Blood vs. Water with his girlfriend Rachel. Let it just be said that the storylines going into this season are so rich. The soil is so ripe for lots of things to happen. And after all is said and done, we have near identical mappings on both tribes. A grouping of 4, of 3, and of 2. And as far as the Dakal, the red tribe goes, I wouldn't be surprised to see this unconnected alliance of 4 that's sort of hiding in the middle of everything. I wouldn't be surprised to see them possibly scoop up like Tyson or Kim and then turn on the Game Changers trio in the near future if need be. After all, those Game Changers players are a trio of major threats. But then, Sandra does have an idol. I am so excited for what's to come. Overall, that is a quick, somewhat detailed breakdown of the strategy and the positioning in the premiere of Survivor Winners at War. It doesn't account for everyone on a granular level, but I think what we're seeing is that this premiere has set up the season really well to go the distance with a lot of overlap between all of the groupings. And I'm not really sure if I'm going to do this kind of video going forward. There are a lot of other subjects that I want to cover this season that extend beyond the latest episodes, I think. If I can love every episode as much as I love that premiere, well, we'll see what happens. Regardless, let me know what you guys think about the premiere episode of Winners at War, how you think this season is going to fare going forward. You having a good time? I hope this video helped you guys in some way. It is a first of its kind, but either way, in the end, just as the beginning, my name is still Peridiam saying thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this unexpected video. Don't forget to never play poker with any former player from Survivor ever again under any circumstances on your way out. And I will see you in the next one once I get ready to talk about who I think is a true contender to win this season.
Like I'm asking you to prom or something.
Do you want to give me a corsage? Do you want to take some time to get some flowers and then make it official?